In the sweltering heart of Lagos, where the heat rose off the rusted zinc rooftops like visible smoke and the narrow alleys of Morocco twisted like a serpent between shanties, a boy named Tund lived in what most would call the world's forgotten corner. Block 7, where he and his blind mother resided, was a place people passed without looking. There was no paved road, no electricity, and the stench of open gutters was a constant reminder of poverty's grip. Tund, small for his age but sharp-eyed and weary, would often be seen dragging pieces of wire, broken radios, and rusted bolts through the dusty roads. His shorts were always too big, held up with twine, and his shirt was a faded remnant of a school uniform he never officially owned. His mother, Mama Runk, was the only light in his dim world. Though she had lost her sight before he turned 5, her words guided him like stars in a cloudless sky. Each night, as they huddled on the raffia mat in their single-room shack, she whispered dreams into his ears. "You are more than this place, Tund. You're not a mistake. You're not what they say. You're the start of something mighty." By day, Tund scoured trash heaps for broken appliances. He learned to strip wires, test batteries, and connect circuits through trial and error. Old Mr. Kazim, a retired technician, caught him rummaging in his backyard one day and instead of chasing him off, handed him a screwdriver. "Fix this radio. If you can, it's yours." Tund sat in that corner for hours. His fingers bled, but he didn't stop. When the crackling static burst into music, Mr. Kazim nodded slowly. "You have the gift, learn to master it." At 11, Tund repaired his first standing fan. At 12, he wired a single bulb system that lit up 3 shanties using discarded car batteries. People began to notice, but they never respected him. Wire boy, they called him, gutter genius. But inside, Tund began to believe what his mother always whispered. He was destined for more. By 14, Tund had transformed part of their shack into a workshop of sorts. Tin boxes, switchboards, and broken phones piled high. At night, by candlelight or makeshift kerosene lamps, he studied electrical diagrams in tattered books he had salvaged from refuse heaps. He would trace circuits with his fingers, eyes alight with wonder. He became the go-to fixer for radios and faulty wiring in the neighborhood, often paid with a bowl of rice or the promise of favors, but he didn't care. Each repair was a lesson. Once, a teenage boy named Yemi brought a spoiled power bank. "Why do you even bother with this junk?" Yemi scoffed as Tund took it apart. Tund didn't look up, because every broken thing teaches me how to fix something else. His fame spread slowly. One day he built a fan-powered generator from scrap. It powered a bulb in his house for 2 hours. That single light brought neighbors from all over to marvel. Some cheered, some laughed. But one woman, Mama Chin, cried, "My daughter read for her exams tonight because of this boy." It was his first taste of impact. Then came the day that changed everything. An SUV broke down in front of the Morocco junction. The vehicle belonged to Mr. Davis, a British-Nigerian investor overseeing a water filtration project in Lagos. As mechanics fumbled around the engine, Tund approached with hesitant confidence. "Sir, may I try?" The driver waved him off. Mr. Davis raised an eyebrow. "You? How old are you?" 15. "I fix things." "Curious." Mr. Davis nodded. Within 10 minutes, the engine coughed back to life. Mr. Davis stared. "Where did you learn this?" "Here, from Broken Things." Mr. Davis gave him a card. "Call me." That card burned a hole in Tund's pocket, not from heat, but from hope. Tund used his day's earnings to buy recharge cards and borrowed a neighbor's phone. He called once, no answer. He called again, voicemail. But on the 6th attempt, Mr. Davis picked up. "Ah, the young genius. Meet me tomorrow at Yabatek, a.m. sharp." Tund barely slept. Wearing his best clothes, an oversized shirt, and jeans held up with safety pins, he arrived early, heart pounding. Yaba College of Technology was a different world. Polished floors, real classrooms, computer labs, Tund felt both awe and fear. Mr. Davis met him at the gate. I pulled some strings. You'll study here, full scholarship, technical studies, but only if you're serious. Tund nodded, eyes burning. I'm ready. The first months were hard. His classmates were wealthier, more confident. Some mocked his accent, others dismissed his ideas, but he stayed behind after class, asked more questions, built more projects. He created a battery charging device from solar panels and sold the concept to a local kiosk owner. He won a small student competition. He started tutoring others. 3 years passed. Tund graduated top of his class, with recommendations and admiration from lecturers who once doubted him. He wasn't just a poor boy anymore. Tund earned a scholarship to study electrical engineering in the UK. It felt surreal him on a plane crossing oceans, entering lands he had only seen in textbooks. In Birmingham, he lived frugally. He washed dishes by night, studied by day. He faced cold winters, cultural shock, and loneliness. But he never lost focus. He learned programming, machine learning, and product design. He spent months coding his first app, Fixit Noah system that remotely monitored power grids and predicted transformer failures. Initially designed for Nigeria's chaotic power sector, the app soon caught attention. An international clean energy startup invited him to pitch. He wore his only suit, nervous, stammering, but passionate. He showed them how his app could save millions in power losses. They invested $100,000. He cried when he signed the check. That night, he called his mother's old number, disconnected. Mama Ronk had passed 2 years earlier. He wept, but also promised, I'll make you proud, Mama, every single day. Tund returned to Lagos with a purpose. He launched Salvion Technologies with a team of 4 friends. They created smart water sensors, AI-powered irrigation systems, solar kits for off-grid schools. Growth was slow. The first year they barely broke even, but then a major telecom company partnered with them to optimize power in rural towers. Success followed. In 5 years, Salvion became a Pan-African leader in sustainable tech. Their systems were in 17 countries, employed 2,000 people, and had improved over 10 million lives. Tund remained grounded. He rejected mansions and luxury cars. Instead, he poured profits into expanding reach, improving products, and creating affordable solutions. People called him the African Elon Musk, but he responded, I'm just Tund from Block 7. Tund's return to Morocco was not quiet. He arrived not in a convoy, but in a modest Toyota van carrying engineers, planners, and solar kits. He stepped out to find the place still scarred by poverty, familiar cries of babies, rusty zinc roofs, and smells he hadn't forgotten. But now people saw him differently. Children ran behind him. Adults whispered. The same ones who once called him Wireboy now called him Sir. He gathered the community. I'm not here to throw money. I'm here to build dreams. Schools, clinics, lights. He built the Tundronk Innovation Hub, named after his mother, which offered free tech education to youth. Within a year, 500 students were learning robotics, coding, and electronics. He sponsored surgeries, funded widows' businesses, and built a solar-powered library. A journalist once asked why he gave so much. He simply replied, because I know what it means to have nothing. Global media caught on. BBC profiled him as Africa's tech messiah. Time featured him on its cover, the boy who wired his way out of poverty. He was invited to speak at the UN, Davos, and MIT. His accent remained thick, his humility unshaken, but fame brought new trials. Corporate giants tried to acquire Salvion. When he refused, they launched smear campaigns. One morning, his servers were hacked, weeks of outage, shareholders panicked, employees doubted. Tund stood firm. They can attack the surface, but not the core. Our mission is deeper than profit. He rebuilt stronger systems, brought in cybersecurity partners, and came back harder. His resilience became legendary. One afternoon, an old man arrived at Salvion's Lagos office, bearded, frail, eyes heavy with guilt. I'm your father, he said. Tund froze. His team left the room. I left your mother. I was weak. I heard of you. I just wanted to say sorry. Tund felt anger, pain, and pity. He didn't respond immediately. Instead, he listened. I slept in gutters. I lost everything. You became everything. After hours, Tund said, I forgave you years ago, but I needed to say it to your face. He offered the man shelter, but not his name. I can give you peace, but not a place in my story. That was the only boundary he ever drew. By his early 40s, Tund had launched the Bright Start Foundation, focused on educating 10 million African children in STEM by 2040. He built innovation labs across 22 African countries. He mentored young inventors, some of whom went on to build their own startups. He invested in agriculture tech, female led businesses, and green energy. His children twins, Ronk and Deo, grew up not with toys, but trips to rural towns. He told them, our wealth is not what we keep, it's what we give away, when a rival accused him of hoarding patents. He made all Salvion designs open source. His reason? If one boy in Morocco had access to this knowledge, the world would already be better. At 50, Tund was invited to inaugurate the African Innovation Council, a government backed initiative for tech advancement. At the event, he gave a speech that moved the continent. He didn't speak from paper, he simply told his story. I was the boy who fixed radios in the dark, who studied by candlelight, who once ate from garbage. If I could rise, so can you. I am not the miracle. The opportunity is, he ended with a plea. Never ignore the boy dragging wires through the dust. He might just be wiring tomorrow's future. After the speech, he returned to Morocco for a final walk. A bronze statue had been erected, Tund the dream that sparked 1,000 lights. He stood before it, tears streaming, whispering, Mama, we did it. The boy who was once seen as nothing had become the builder of everything, and in every wire, every spark, every light in Morocco, his legacy lived on.